Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today I'm going to be working on my Cotoneaster. This tree has undergone a lot of changes from when I first purchased it as nursery stock. I had to take off all the thick branches on it and reduce it back. And it's coming along really nicely. I'll show you the tree and then we'll have a look at what it looked like when I first purchased it. Here is a look at the tree. So I'll rotate it around so you can see it from all angles. So here's the front, coming around to the right-hand side. You can see the scar where a large branch was removed. Coming around to the back, another big scar here where another big branch was removed. And coming around to the left-hand side. And back to the front. So I've got kind of a couple of leaders coming up. I want to create sort of a broom style canopy on the tree. And it's coming along nicely, I think. This growth down here, there's some at the back, one over here and one here. Those are suckers from the root system. And I was going to make them like a sort of a forest style or interconnected root style. So I'm going to keep that growth as suckers coming up from the root system. I'll prune them back. And I think it'll make a really interesting planting in the future. So this tree got berries in fall. It looked really, really nice. It gets beautiful fall colors and very fine growth. So they're a really good species for bonsai. They're very showy and they flower in spring. Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better bonsai. So that's what the tree looks like today. So now I'll show you what it looked like when I first got it. All right, here I go. I'll loosen the pot up a bit. That seems okay. Then tip the tree over. Try and reach in here and pull it out. There it goes. I think it's looking quite attractive. It looks like an old apple tree. Somewhere there. I think that's good for today. I think, I'll let it grow and recover. Start those wounds healing up. Come back again another day and prune it back again. Maybe there'll be new branches that form and I can, further refine the design. I'll get the tree back in the pot now. So, here I go. Just like that. So you can see the tree's changed quite a bit from when I first got it. So today I'm going to prune it up, get it ready for spring. So any, really long growth I'll prune back. I'll choose my branches for direction. Yeah, give it a good structural pruning. So I think I'll start on this lowest branch. There's a stub I can clean up here. Like that. So on this branch, I have one coming off here that's getting kind of tall, so I'll prune that back to an outwards facing bud. Like that. I have a long extension here. I'll clean my stub up. And then I've got a pair of buds at the tip here, so I can take it back to here. Like that. This section's a little long. I could cut it back even further. And I'm wondering if I should. I do have a bud up here. I'm sure there's some dormant buds on that branch. That's a tough call. I mean, it is a little straight in this section. I'll prune this one back. There's a good outward facing bud here, so I can take the tip off. There's a stub here I can clean up. This one, I've got a bud here, there's one here, so I'll just take the tip off. And this one, it's kind of crossing back across the trunk line, which isn't ideal. I could just prune the tip and keep it, or I could take it off totally. I think I'm best to take it off. I think it'll just look worse as it thickens up, so off it comes. Like that. Yeah, so other than this long section, this branch is looking pretty good. There is a bud back here. There's one here. Should I take the tip off is the question. Probably. I've got this branch and it would look good with another branch here, kind of equal length. So I'm going to take it off here. Like that. I think that looks better. Yeah, I think that's got that lowest branch pruned up. It's a little long and straight, this one. I could take it back to this bud. Maybe I will. A little more pruning on it. I've got a vertical shoot at the base here. I probably don't need that one. I'll take it off. Like that. Okay, so that branch is all pruned up. So I've got kind of a drooping branch here, which I really like. It gives it a lot of kind of spooky character. I'll clean it up. I'll get rid of my stubs. Last time I pruned it, I can prune this vertical one back to here. And the rest I think are good. I'll just leave it as it is. There's a bud here, but I think that's okay. At the base here, I've got the junction of this branch and my kind of leader, and I've got two new branches at the base there. I don't think I want that. It'll thicken this section up, so I'm taking this one off like that, and the one at the back can come off also. It's kind of crossing everything, so that comes off too. There's one at the base here shooting straight up. I don't think I want that. I have my upright kind of leader behind it, so I'll take that branch off. Like that. This branch tip's getting long. I think I've got a downward facing bud here, one to the back here. I think I'll keep both for now. Just putting the tip off. This branch out front here, it's getting a little long. I can prune that back. Outward facing bud here, a downward facing bud here, so I'll just take the tip off. Like that. There's a few stubs I can clean up. Not too many, but a few. One here. One here. I could shorten this branch. I have a bud here and one here. It's getting a little long and straight, and I think I will take that off. And this one's a little tall. I don't even know if I need that branch. I could keep just my two cascading ones. It's not a bad branch. Maybe I'll just prune it back one more node, keeping a little shorter. This back upright branch, or trunk line eventually, it's got one that kind of crosses over the middle of the tree. I'll get rid of that. Like that. I've got the remains of a berry hanging off here. I'll just pull that off. I've got a stub here I can clean up. This upright part here, I've got a bud on the inside, one on the outside, one here. It's getting a little long and straight. I could at least take it off to here. And even that I think is a bit long and straight. I do have a bud on the outside here, so I'll take it back a bit further to there. The rest of that branch I think is quite good. This branch, there's a stub here I can take off. I think this branch is dead. It could have been the remains of a berry. I'll take that off. And then I've got, there's a dead branch here. It's almost falling off itself. I'll just take that off. And this one, I don't think I want that one at all either. Kind of cleaning that up. Got a bit of a stub here. I'm going to leave that. It might create a bit of interest. I can always prune that off in the future when this trunk line gets a bit stronger there. So there's the front now. This one's a little long. I could prune it back. And then I'm coming up my kind of main trunk line, or the tallest part of the tree. There's a berry I can take off. I like these cascade branches. They're quite nice. They're getting a little long. I've got a bud on the inside, or the bottom of the branch here. There's one on the top here, so I can shorten it to here. This branch tip is dead, but the branch is alive. Up top, I've got some fairly long branches. I could take it back to here at least. And this one, I got a bud here, one here, so I could take it off to there. I could even like shorten it back. It is getting a little tall. It's kind of straight in this section. I think I will. I think I'm going to take the top off. So here I go, like that, and something will develop in this area. I've got some good branches. There's a stub here that can come off, and I've got a vertical shoot here. I got a bud here and here, so I could take off the tip at least. And, you know, that could come off in the future, but for now I'll leave it. Then, out the back, I've got kind of a nice cascade branch here. This one can be shortened to here. This one, I think that one's okay. I could just take the tip off, like that. And then underneath, I've got a very long cascading branch. I've got two growing from the same spot here. I think I'll keep it as a backup in case this one doesn't make it. This one looks healthy, but this one is kind of hidden behind the trunk, so it doesn't really affect the design of the tree, so I'm going to keep it. There's an outward facing bud here, so I'll prune it off a bit shorter. Yeah, that could get pruned off in the future. Up top here, I've got a branch that's kind of reaching back across this other branch. So from the front you can see it here. And it doesn't look very good. It doesn't flow. Yeah, there's not much going for that branch. There is a bud at the base, so I'll prune it back short, keeping it for now, and it may come off in the future. I think it should come off. It's just not good. It's growing kind of parallel to the trunk from the front view, so off it comes. That looks better. And then I've got a long one reaching out to the back here. I'll shorten it. I'll keep it, but I'll shorten it. Like that. So that's got the main tree all pruned up. It's a little more compact, a little more flowing. Yeah, I think it looks quite good. It has a lot of character to the tree. And, you know, I originally said I wanted to style this to look like an ancient apple tree. And I think it has those characteristics. And it gets those round berries. It's yeah, it's a good tree to simulate an apple tree, that's for sure. So next I want to prune up all these suckers that are coming up from the root system. So these suckers are quite flat. I'll prune off this stub, it's dead. And this one. They're quite flat looking. They don't kind of grow upright like a tree, so I'm going to try and encourage it to grow upright. So I'll just shorten all these branches. I've got bud here, so I can take the tip off. Bud here, I'll take the tip off. Here I got a bud on the inside, one on the outside, so I'll take it off there. And there's a stub here I can clean up. That's got that little tree pruned up. At the back here I have a more upright one. There's a dead branch tip here that had a berry on it. So I'll prune it up, take my stubs off. This branch, I've got a bud at the back, one at the front, so I'll prune it back to here. This upright one, I've got a bud at the back, one at the front, one at the base down here. I think I better keep it fairly short, so I'll use that bud at the base. I don't want it getting too tall, interfering with the main tree. And this branch, I've got a bud on the inside, there's one on the outside, one on the outside. I think I better take it back quite short. I'll take it to here. And out the back, I think this branch died, so I'm taking it off. And I think these ones also died. So they'll come off too. They're all shriveled up, the trunks, and you can see there's no green on them. So they just died off. I don't know why they did, but... And then I got a tree on the outside here. So this tree, it's kind of cascading over the edge of the pot. So I'm looking for buds facing upwards. There's one here, so I'll prune that off there. Take a stub off here. It's cascading one. There's a stub I can take off. And I got a shoot on the top, or a bud on the top here, so I'll take it off short. This part, I've got an upright leader, I'll take it off to here. And the lower branch quite short to here. And there's a dead branch here. I can see some leaves of another sucker coming up here. I don't know why they're still green, but they are. So that's got the tree pruned up, other than I have two shoots at the base of the main tree. You can see them from the back here. Let me show you those. So here's the back of the main tree, and you can see there's a little sucker here and one over here. I don't want them coming up beside the main tree, so I'm going to take them off totally. So that has got the pruning all done. Let's have a look at the tree now. Here is a look at the tree kind of from above now. So I'm very happy with the tree. I think it's getting a very spooky look. It looks like an ancient old orchard tree. And here's what I took off today. So not very much. Just some longer branch tips. Yeah, just a very light pruning for the Cotoneaster. So here's the tree from the front. And I'll rotate it around. There's the right-hand side. The back. Left-hand side. And back to the front. Outside today, it's still winter. It's warmed up a bit. It's the high today will be just below freezing, a couple of degrees below freezing. But it's better than the minus 17 we had. It's certainly a little more tolerable. I'm going to repot the Cotoneaster in spring, sorting the root base out more. And right now it's growing in a 3D printed plastic pot. I may replace it with a different pot. I think I want a pot that brings out one of the colors in the tree. The branch tips are quite kind of a reddish color. The trunk's kind of a gray color. So I want something that has a tonal value of the tree. And maybe, you know, it gets the berries in fall. Maybe you want something that contrasts with the berries. So I'll have to think about it, what kind of pot I want underneath the tree. So that is all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.